the request.
Okay.
Go to the page and ask me to join me. I'm on.
Okay, that's okay.
I'm on.
Okay.
Okay. I've approved.
Okay. Okay. Uh-huh.
All right. All right. All right, damn it. Just a minute.
Okay.
Give me a minute, I close this. We didn't have the rotation on the phone. So we shut down this. We're gonna be right here. Now you can see me, huh?
Yeah, but not very clearly. There's a noise in the background.
Too much, not the computer, you're too much.
Just wait, we take away these things here. There is some squealing. Okay.
How do you shut your phone off when you talk to him?
Just let me shut off this phone because you are still on this line.
Okay.
Now I take you off WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Twa, how are you? How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, and you?
I'm good. Nice to finally get you and talk to you. It's a pleasure to actually
See me well because I see some light behind you. Is that okay, or maybe we turn this way? Just give me a few minutes. All right. Okay, just
yeah, I like.
Is that better? I'm here with all my family. My wife is here. My kids, they are running everywhere, so you will bear with that. We are in quarantine.
I will.
There we go.
I will bear with you.
Yeah. So how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Right now, Uganda is watching you. I've been promising to bring you live so that people can watch you and get to know more about you. It's a pleasure to me to be speaking to you. And I watched you play, like I told you earlier. I watched you play as a kid. I was mesmerized. So when I got a chance and opportunity to speak to you, I was like, okay. So first of all, maybe you say hi to the people out there who are watching us.
Yes, hi, everybody, Uganda. Everybody back there in Uganda, how are you?
So most people don't know so much about you. Can you maybe tell us a few things about Twaha Kivumbi, where you come from in Uganda? And, because people don't know so much. So
they don't know me very well, eh?
Yeah, but now they need to know. They need to know this person who played for the Great Sports Club Villa and the Uganda Cranes.
Yeah, actually, Twaha Kivumbi is a common guy. I was born in 1959. Actually, I was born in a place called Mbuya. I don't know whether it's still there. I have no idea. It has been a very long time. I grew up and I went to school at my primary time was at Naguru Katari Primary School. And then from when I finished my primary 7, I went to Kololo High Primary Senior Secondary School. And by then I was playing for Pep Scholar Football Club. Then one day I think things happened. By then it was George Mukasa, if you remember, he was the coach of Villa by then. Yes. He came over and tapped on my shoulder and said, "Hey, do you want to come and try out with me?" And I said, "With you where?" He said, "No, I'm the coach of Villa Sports Club." And I say, yeah. You said, oh, come and try with us because, you know, I need some younger players. Maybe you can be part of us. And I said, okay, I'm losing nothing. So that's how it all began, you know. I started by Villa Sports Club as a rookie, you know, and here I am, and then I became a great player after. You know, it's all about how much you put in whatever you want. Because, you know, when I was a young kid, I remember when I was still like in primary, I used to talk much with my father by then, and he told me, you know what? I told him, you know, I wanted to play football, but I don't know if I can. And he told me, you can. There is nothing you can't do on this planet if you want to. So I had very good parents that they pushed me whatever I wanted to do. There was no time for me like, oh, home and wash the dishes. I was always playing football from morning, as you know, Ugandan kids, you know, without shoes, eh?
Okay.
Until 7 o'clock at night, you know.
Yeah. Some people want to know what inspired you to play football.
Actually, what inspired me is nothing actually. Actually, let me tell you something. Because I used to go to Kololo High, and I used to pass. I was always at Lugogo. You know Lugogo, where KCC used to train before. By then, and I used to come by there and sit there almost all evening watching guys like Philip Omondi, Tom Luanga, Jimmy Kirunda. By then I was very young though, and I was like, will I one day be like these guys? By then, you know, KCC was one of the best teams in Uganda by then, you know. So that one inspired me a lot. I said, I can play like these guys, but where, how? The problem is how you start is the problem. I mean, if you can, you know, find a better team to play with. It's not like now, I think the players I can read on the papers they get, you know, they're playing for money. For us, we are playing for just love the game. So I was inspired by, actually not Villa, but by KCC. And I thought I was going to play for KCC, but it never happened. Oh, yeah. Okay. I used to be a KCC. I supported KCC until I started playing for Villa.
Okay, because personally, I supported KCC, and like I told you, you people broke my heart so many times. You people from Sports Club broke my heart so many times by beating my club.
I was a KCC supporter. I loved Tom Luanga the way he used to play football. I really loved the way he used to play. And when I had a chance to play against him, if you remember, I was like, now I got you.
This is it.
So inspiration was just from my heart, actually. And maybe my parents too, yeah.
Okay. Now, others would like to know, what were your greatest moments in football?
Okay, let me remember my greatest moment. The first one is when I was picked to play for Villa. That was the first time I ever was part of the Villa Football Club. And then the other part is when we played the first time we won the double. You know, the double Uganda Cup and the League National. I think we played Nile Football Club from Jinja.
Yes.
And I scored one of the goals, the first goal.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have all the information, I did, and I was carried on the shoulder by Geoffrey Igenyi, and I will never ever forget that moment because I said, I have scored for Villa. I'm part of the team now, you know.
Okay.
That was my moment there because I've never played for Villa, and that was the first time I scored.
Okay, now the other thing would be like, what was the feeling of being in the dressing room where you have Majidu Musisi, Stephen Bogere, Sula Kato? How did it feel to be in such a dressing room?
Oh my God, let me tell you something. Because you guys, you are always in the stadium, you know, you are out there waiting for us to walk out.
Yes.
The first, let me say not even the first, as you said, being in the Majid, with Paulo Hasule, with Shabani Mwinda, Geoffrey Kisitu, you know, those kind of players. I could just sit and I just put my head down because my heart was pumping so hard. I mean, you can't even explain. I mean, going out with these guys and you're gonna be on the same team with these veterans. You know, by then I was like a rookie, and I'm like, Hasule came to me and tapped on my shoulder and said, "Hey, man, you're gonna be okay." And I said, "I don't know." So it's very scary, but it
Yes,
did.
yes.
And, but I'll never get to use. I mean, it took me almost all my years I played for Villa that each time we had a game, let's say against State Council, against Express, you feel overwhelmed. It's not easy, but with those guys around you, you have to get the confidence. They were very nice guys, actually. They could help you out in any way. If you made a mistake, they could encourage you and say, you know what, it's better to do it this way. And we were successful and we dominated, as you could remember by then, eh?
Yes. And somebody asked, told me to ask you, between Stephen Bogele and Majidu Musisi, who of them was the player you say, if that guy is not on the field, we are...
Oh, there is no doubt. Let me tell you something, because before Bogele joined Villa Sports Club, we were already dominating. We were already dominant. And I remember Bogele was playing for Nairo Sports Club, I think so. We were already dominant. The player that I could feel if he wasn't there, even if he was sick, because you just saw us playing, but some players came with really a lot of injuries, but you will never know whether someone is hurt. Me, I remember I played that Uganda Cup double with a broken arm. If you can look at I sent the photos. I mean, there's a lineup. I had a band-aid on my arm, but I played with a broken arm and we won. So the player I could think of is actually, no doubt, Majid Musi. Even if he had a fever, even if he was sick, he was always great. That guy was amazing. He was born to be a football player, actually.
Okay. Then the other thing the people wanted to know, I mean, was during the run into the Champions League, the African Champions League, where you got up to the finals, I think 2 consecutive times in the Champions League and the CAF Confederation.
Yeah.
What was motivating Villa? Because Villa at that time was the #1 team on the continent. What was it that was motivating that particular set of players?
Like when we played in Nigeria, I think those was the semifinals, if I remember.
Yeah, I think against Iwanyao, something.
Iwanyao, exactly. And
yes,
we were believing we had played football for a little bit of of a time. I mean, we became so confident in ourselves, and we could say that it doesn't matter whom you are, we can still win. You know, when you play as many games as we did, you become confident. Whoever comes your way, you know you can play better than them. I mean, we had that confidence, and the coach around us, you know, they were really, they used to be great players. You know, we had Paulo Uma, we had Timothy Ayeko, as you remember. They really gave us confidence because they were very great players by then, when they were players before. So they gave us that feeling because they also played very well. They went to the finals. I remember Ghana and Paulo Uma, you know, Timothy Ayeko, they were part of those teams. And when they came to Villa Sports Club, I think you can see what we did. We became even more tougher. That's when we started to win double cups.
Yes.
Because they gave us confidence. They were really good coaches.
Then putting on the jersey for the national side in your time was, I think, very difficult. Apparently, players these days get it a bit easy to play because you find players, so many players have played for the national team in the last. But in your time, it was such difficulties to play national. How did it feel to don the national team jersey for the Cranes in your years?
Yeah, when they actually, I didn't have even any feeling that I could join a national team because, man, there were so many good players by then. There was Paulo Onkata. I'm talking about, I mean, the position I used to play. There was Stephen Bogue. There were so many good players from KCC, Evira Express, Evira and Express. As you see, you remember Kofi, Obadia Semakula, what? But you know, I don't remember very well, but I think Ayeko came and told me that, you know what? You're going to be on the national team. And I say, which one? In Kenya? He said, no. Here in Uganda. I say, come on, get out of here. They say, yeah, you wait. They're going to call you. I said, I couldn't believe it. But you know what? The next day, when they called the players to go to Rugogo for training, I was part of that team, and I didn't know even whether I was going to play. But they gave me a chance, and I remember, I don't know what team we played actually in Nakivubo, and I was part of that team, and we won. And it was very exciting because you, as a younger player, you know, someone who I was not drafted. I was just called on by a coach who just saw me playing at Rugogo, you know, because some players like Majid, Vubia, Bogere, all those players were drafted. The chairman had to go buy them out from those places and bring them to play for Villa. But for me, I came from nowhere because the coach that saw me at Rugogo playing for Pepsi Cola, and he said, hey, I like the way you play. You want to come and join us? And he said, I was like, where? I didn't even know him. I said, my name is Mukasa. I said, are you the coach of Villa? I said, yeah. So you want me to come play for Villa? He said, yeah, come and try out. I said, okay. I'm losing nothing. So I was very excited when I joined the Cranes, actually.
So when you played for the Cranes, what was the greatest moment? What was your greatest moment playing for the Cranes?
Hey, to be with players like, you know, the great player like Issa Sekatawa, you know, you look around and you say, hey, man, I'm with this guy. He's scoring goals every day like a machine, you know. Godfrey Katerega, as you know, you are in the same dressing room. You just sit in the corner there. You don't even talk to them because, you know, they are so great that they don't know you. But you're going to be you're going to be part of them, you know. And no one even, you know, when we are in the national team, very few players come talk to you because each one is from another team, you know. But there are some players that have been on that team, like Katerega, Godfrey, Paulo Hasule, who are really like brothers and sisters because they have been there. They talk to each other, even if they're from different teams, you know. But for you, you are just a rookie, you know. So you sit in the corner. Even they don't come close to you. You sit in the corner there and just wait for the game to start. That's it. Yeah. You know, but that was the moment because I was like going to play with these guys. I used to watch them when I used to go to the Croatia. You know, I used to watch football from the Croatia side, you know. Now I'm part of it. So it was exciting.
Okay, maybe another thing I would ask you to give me the best 11 players you've played with, like the 11 players, like 11 players with the goalkeeper with you in the squad. Who are the in those positions? Can you give us your best 11 players?
Okay, for Villa Sports Club, isn't it?
No, I mean, okay, for Villa. First give us for Villa, then I'll ask you to give me for the Cranes.
Okay, for me, because the national team...
Villa. First give us for Villa.
I'll go for Villa because the national team, I wasn't there very often because it was very challenging because there were so many good players. And I don't blame the FUFA or something, but I'll talk just Villa Sports Club. Listen, when I joined Villa as a rookie, by then they had Jimmy Kirunda. As you know that team.
By the way, before you go, Jimmy Kirunda passed away about 2 days ago.
I saw it. Yeah. I saw it on I saw it on Facebook, and I even sent my condolences. That gentleman there, Jimmy Kirunda, I want to tell you something.
Yeah.
I was about to leave when I joined Villa. When I looked at the players, you know, you look at Jimmy Kirunda, you look at Moses Sindaula, Serwada, Danny Lutaro. You remember that squad by then, eh? So
yes.
When I got there, Kasa told me, you're gonna be, when I need you, I'll call you and, you know, join. You know, whenever there was some good players like they are not feeling very well, that's when I used to come in, just for training. I was not on the team for almost 2 years, but I was just there, just in case they don't have enough players, I would come in and join, and, you know, just to fill up. So I was about to leave. In my heart, I think Jimmy saw it and he came to me. And I was so scared. I was just shaking. And he said, come over here. And he took me on the side and he said, I look at your face, you look like you really feel down because you want to play and you can't play. And I said, yeah, because I would rather go back to Pepsi Cola because there I was playing. And he said, no, you are not going back. And I said, why? He said, I see potential in you. You can be a good player. So I want you to stay here with us. It doesn't matter what happens. Just keep working. So that's how he was. He made me stay. I was going to leave.
Oh, that was great.
Oh, yeah.
So now you go back and tell me the best 11 players you played with at Sports Club Villa, from number one from goal to the striking line.
Okay, I will start with okay. You know, I'm gonna miss him forever. Shabani Mwinda.
Yes.
I didn't play with him for so long. So for that team, I'm gonna mention one player at a time, because by then, when Shabani Mwinda passed away, that's when Bogere came in.
Yes.
Because we are lacking number 10. But from the original, we had number 1, Nasamba. That was the goalkeeper.
Yes.
You remember
wonderful
him?
Goalkeeper. Yes, wonderful.
Yeah. Number 2, Sonko.
Yusuf Sonko.
Yusuf.
Yes.
Number 3, Geoffrey Genyi.
Yes.
Number 4, Godfrey Kisitu.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I will put him on number 4 because I always saw Hasule as both, but Hasule was playing number 4, Godfrey was playing number 5. But you couldn't tell who was 4 and 5. You remember that team?
Yes.
Then I was at number 6. Number 7 was Ronnie Vubia.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Number 8 was Sam Mubiru.
Oh, yes.
And number 9 was Rogers Nsubuga. You remember him?
Rogers Nsubuga, yes.
And number 11 was Sunday Mokili.
Sunday Mokili. You didn't give me the 10.
Number 10, I didn't give you?
No, you didn't give me the 10.
Let's start off again.
Yes.
That is Shabani Mwinda.
Oh, number 10 was Shabani Mwinda. Okay, yes.
Exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
Oh.
That is the team I remember that gave me the confidence and that played really, really well. But we didn't go to the other level until Majid Musi came in. When Majid came in, it changed everything.
Yes.
You remember, because Majid came in after. Now I'm going to give you, I'm going to give you the team that really dominated when we were playing by then. I mean, because if you remember, Villa became dominant with that team I gave you first.
Yes.
Then when Majid Musi came in, Kateriga came in, Stephen Bogere came in, then we became even more dangerous.
Oh, yes.
But if you remember, we won the double the double. When we started, domination came when we started to win these doubles, Uganda Cup League. We first won the double without Stephen Bogere and without Majid Musi.
Yeah.
But when they came in, then we became even more dangerous.
Yes.
So the team I gave you is the team that took us to that level, because if that team wasn't there, Majid Musi, Godfrey Katerega, Stephen Bogere, Paulo Nkata, they won't. I don't think they will be happy to come and join a weaker team from Express. You know what I mean? But they can join us because we have already established the winning side. No doubt about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you give us that team, that all domineering team of 1989, 90, 91, 92.
The dominant team. Okay. The first in goalkeeper, we had two very good goalkeepers. We had Nasamba.
Yes.
And we had oh boy, I'm trying to think. What was his name? That tiny
Mike
guy.
Mukasa.
Huh?
Mike Mukasa.
No, Mukasa came out. No, Mukasa wasn't there. Mukasa came when it was in the 1990s. It was
yeah.
Just a minute. I have it on my phone. Oh boy. Just a minute. It was Serwanga. You remember Serwanga?
Mm-hmm.
Serwanga
No, actually I don't. I think
you don't know Serwanga. Nasamba was Nasamba was the first goalkeeper, then Serwanga. Then number 2 was Sonko. Number 3 still was Igenyi. Igenyi never wavered. He was always number 3 of Sports Club. It doesn't matter until the end. Then number 4, everything changed. Otto came in.
Yes, Godfrey.
Yeah,
Godfrey Otto.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was playing number 5 and Hasure was playing number 4. Then I was playing number 6 and Vuvia was playing number 7.
Yes.
Number 8, I'm trying to remember who was at number 8 because Vuvia was at number 7. Let me look here because I have the list here. Who was at number 8? I'm trying to think. Yeah, still Mubiru still was playing number 8. Mubiru was still number 8. And number 9 was Majid Musisi. Yes. Number 10 was oh boy. I'm trying to I have the lineup.
Not Stephen Bogel?
Yeah, I think Stephen Bogel was number 10 because Kato Sulaiman was playing number 11. He used to Sunday Mokiri, because we have the system we used to play was very different. The system 4-4-2. We don't play regular as I tell you, we don't play like that. I think that made people like go crazy. We don't play like a regular football team that okay, someone is playing number 7, someone is playing number 8. No. If we play 4-4-2, we have 4 defenders, we have 4 midfielders, and we have only 2 strikers. We don't have number 11, we don't have number 7. So we are very confusing. So that's why the teams couldn't understand. That's why we
what was going on?
Yeah, I think people never knew that. We never played like I'm number 7, I'm number 11. No, we used to play 4-4-2. We had only 2 strikers in the front. That could be 2 number 9. Which never happens. Most teams, they have number 11, they have number 7, they have number 6. For us, we never did have that. We never did that. And that was from Polo Ouma and Timothy Ayeko.
Okay.
They came up with that system.
The other thing that I would like to ask you, who in your mind locally in Uganda you think was the greatest Ugandan player?
You mean from my generation and whatever? I've never seen...
from the ones from the ones you watched and the ones you played with, who do you think was the greatest Ugandan player?
Oh boy, I'm telling you something. I don't know if people believe with me or if they don't believe with me. I don't think we will ever have one again. We don't know because people are being born and we don't never know, but you don't give up. Man, Philip Omondi is one of the greatest, best players of all times. For me, I was young.
Yes.
Huh? I'm telling you, I saw him playing. He was, you know, when you say Majid Musi was good, I will tell you that. But Philip Omondi was far better. He could do anything with that thing around that what we call football.
Football, yes.
Yes, he was not injured. I think if Uganda was, let's say, if Uganda was like countries like in West Africa, like Nigeria, like, you know, those countries whereby they can have a chance of playing in Europe or somewhere, Omondi will be one of the best players there. That guy was, we used to call him wizard. If you call someone a wizard, you know whom he is. He could score,
Yes.
he could dribble, he could do everything that a footballer has to do. He could play with both sides, left and right. He could use everything. He was good. He was really good. That's the player. For me, that was the player that I really admired when I was still young. Yeah, he was really good.
Okay. Then I would like to ask you, what kind of advice would you give to the young and young footballers, especially right now? Uganda has qualified for the Africa Cup of Nations twice in a row. What kind of advice would you give to these young players? Because at the moment, most of the players are not as level-headed as some of you were in football. How long you played? Because the longevity you played in football, these days players cannot play more than 2 years. So what kind of advice do you give them?
Me, I don't know, because I would give them one advice, because that's what the great players used to tell us. You know, you are not playing this game just because you have to play. You are playing this game because you love it. There should be that love of the game. If the love of the game is not there and you think like, okay, I'm here because I want to make some money, I want to be rich, I want to be something of that kind, then you are just wasting your time, because you will never become out as a great player. You must have the love of the game and be committed that, okay, in bad weather, if it's raining, if it's sunny, I'm still gonna play football. Because for us, we never had the chance of, like, even, we had a very good chairman, Mr. Patrick Kawoya. People thought, oh, he's giving them a lot of money, they are very rich. We are not. We are not, but we just loved the game. You know, we are not like, okay, making millions as these players now are. If you don't have the love of the game, then you're wasting your time. You have to love the game.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, because, you know, as you were there in Houston, you know, you see football here in North America. Those players playing for millions of dollars, billion. But you see how much effort they put in. Yeah? They really work hard. They could be like, we have the money. But it's because they love the game. You have to love something to be successful. That's what the only advice I give those young kids. Love it.
Okay. And okay, the other thing that people would like to know, after you left football, did you go eventually to coaching? Have you been involved in football? What has Toaki Vumbi been up to?
No, since when I left football, that was in 1992. I decided to leave the country for another. You know, me, I always have those dreams that when something is done, then you go to another level and try something else.
Sure, sure.
Yeah. So when I left, actually, it even took me so many years even to think of playing football because I was pursuing other stuff. So I've never thought of
Sure.
being in coaching or stuff of that. I just gave up everything and I put my shoes in my suitcase, and it took me years before I even looked back at those shoes. Up to now, I love to watch football, but now I moved on. That's how I could say it. I never even tried to become a coach.
Do you watch football, like European football? Do you watch the MLS? Do you have teams that you're following at the moment?
Oh yeah, I watch football on TV here. Yeah, I watch I like the Premier League because it's really very competitive. You know, it's not like
Yes.
there's this Spaniard kind of thing. I don't like them very much because they are not very competitive. Is more like British football. You know, it's about winning, and the fans go crazy. So
Yes.
I like the British kind of football because it's very competitive. There are teams that they have die-hard supporters, and you know.
So which team do you root for? Which team do you
I
support?
was always a Chelsea guy. You know, I love Chelsea. I've never been Manchester United. No, I love Chelsea, and maybe the second could be Liverpool, but I'm a Chelsea guy.
You're a
The
Chelsea
Blues,
guy.
you know, they wear blue, eh?
Yeah.
You know what that means, eh?
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Once a Villa player always loves blue.
Yeah. So that I go with the Chelsea. Chelsea, I love them. It doesn't matter. They are not doing very well, but that was my team, eh? And up to now, I still like them. They are, yeah. It's the team I root for.
Yeah. Your team, Sports Club Villa, fell from grace. I would say fall from
I know.
grace because they have even been closer to relegation than even winning the title.
I know. It's so sad.
How does it make you feel? How does it make you feel that the once great team you played for is no longer as good as it is?
Yeah, you know what? It feels me so sad that I don't want. I mean, I don't care what they say. That Chairman Kawoya, he took us in as his own kids. I want to tell you this. We used to spend nights at his house, and he could come and tell us, "You are all my kids here. Don't worry if you play football." Because he took us in, you didn't have any doubt that, oh, this guy, does he really like me, you know? And when he got sick, because we all get sick, I didn't like the way he was treated by then, I don't know if it was the management or what, because that guy could be life chairman for that team. It doesn't matter what.
Yes.
They could leave him be the chairman until he passes away. I didn't like the way everything I wasn't there, but I could read on the paper the way they treated him, the way they took over. As we say in you from Uganda, someone, Akolima, you know, he's there. He's down there dead because he really made us whom we became. You remember Villa came from Express. When Express was during Idi Amin's time, when it was suspended, Kaweya formed Villa Sports Club. He was the chairman, but I'm telling you, he was the life owner because he spent all his penny on us to make us good. And he took us in as his own kids. No one was complaining about anything. If you have anything wrong, you just go to the chairman. We couldn't go anywhere else. We could go through that Namasuba. He had a store, you know, where he used to sell those car parts.
Yeah, Olympic. Is it Olympic Motor Spares?
If he could see you coming, you know, he used to sit by the window. Even if he had Yoweri Museveni in the office, he could tell him, "Can you give me a few minutes, Mr. President? I have to talk to my player." That's how he was. It doesn't matter who was there. Kaweya could ask you any problem. So that's what Villa is missing, and that's what they really did very wrong. I don't know what happened there. I don't know why the guy was sick. It doesn't matter. You just make him the life chairman. Let him go as a chairman. So things didn't go well. They didn't go it round very well. And what happened? That's where we are now. You know, whoever was in charge.
Me, as a former Villa player and probably a sympathizer, what do you think they should do right now to get maybe the team back to glory days?
First thing they need before you do anything, it doesn't matter KCC, Express, Coffee, you need a very good management team. That is the main thing. And you have to have a good chairman, the one running the team. It doesn't matter what happens, because without that management team, how are you going to be able to get players? Because at now, as you understand, because for us, we could play for free, but now each player, I think they have, it's like has to be paid to play for the team. I mean,
contract.
What the hell is that?
They have contract.
They have contract. We never had a contract. We are playing for the love of the team, you know. But now it's business. Now they have to find someone who can go in that business. Because when we played with Kaoya, we are not in business. But at the same time, he took care of us. But now it's business. If KCC has a good management team, they're going to have a good team. They're going to find all those good players and they will bring them to the team. But if Villa doesn't have one or a good management team, they will never succeed. Football has changed. It's all about money now.
Okay. And for as we I let you go so that you can go back to your family, maybe your last words to the Ugandan people who have not seen you in a while, and then after that you can tell us what do you advise retired footballers to take on after the game, because you are you are doing I think well, so what kind of advice would you give retired footballers to do after they have played?
Okay, according to especially during my time, I knew it as soon as I turned like 25, 30 years old. I saw it in my dream that football in Uganda, you don't compare it football in Europe. Because I see, and it has been that way for many, many, many years. As you can see, the greatest players, Filippo Mondi, Timothy Ayeko, Jimmy Kirunda, so many I can't even mention, Sekatawa, you know them, all those players. Now I'm reading on Facebook, Obadia Semakula is on the verge of dying. He's very sick. He has no help. The advice I give players that don't rely on football in our country that will help you when you go over the hump or when you retire. That one will never happen. Have some dreams, have other dreams, you know. Don't rely and sit home and say, maybe I'll be a coach. No, we are not that European countries, very rich countries like here. Now you are in Houston. You see the players they have when they retire, they put them in that temple of players, you know, they give them millions of dollars. We don't have that. You have to find your way to live after the game. And the players don't see it far that way. When they are playing so well, they think everything is good. Me, I started this journey when, even before we won the doubles with Villa Sports Club, I knew it that I'll never be here playing football all my life. And I knew that football in Uganda, it doesn't matter how much cash you bring in. As the years goes by, you will be in very, very big trouble. And that's what we don't see even now. I'm just giving advice to all the football players in Uganda. How can I call it? Have another, I don't know how I can explain it, that when you finish football, where are you going to be?
Yes.
You have another goal. Exactly. My wife had just told me, have another goal in your mind, because me, when I played football, I knew, what if you break your leg? What if something happens? So you should have another goal before they start to put you on the bench, because when you get older, then you are on the bench. Huh?
Yes.
So you got me. So what I'm giving the advice to all players, have another dream. Don't dream only football. Think of something else before you leave football. Otherwise, by the time you're going to be out of football, especially in our countries, African countries, it doesn't matter you are from Nigeria, from where, it's the same story. There's so many nice players from Nigeria where they're in a very bad shape. It's all a problem on our continent. We don't look forward. We look for what we have today. We don't see what we're going to have tomorrow. Because you won't play football. If you're like, okay, I'm going to play football for all my life, but it's not possible. There's a time whereby these bones, your muscles won't move anymore. So now what? I planned this in advance, and I used to tell my friends, I was a friend, Vuvi was my roommate. We used to talk about it very well, very often. And you know where he is?
Yes.
He's in London.
Yes.
Rogers in Subuga. We had a group in Villa that were thinking in another level. You know, you have to think to another level. We all left. Because it's not because you want to leave your country, no, because you want to have a better life. You want to move on and, you know, do something. Can you do it in Uganda? Or can you do it in Canada? Can you do it in Houston? It doesn't matter where you are. So I'm giving advice, footballers in Uganda, think of another step when times comes that, okay, I can't play football anymore. What am I supposed to do then? You know, players like the one who died, Jimmy Kirunda. Why is he dying in that kind of, I mean, there is so many things he has done for that country. Because for us there, the government or whatever, they don't see it as we think they should. They don't take care of us. It's up to you.
Yeah. Of course, the government of our government has not taken sports very as a very important thing. It's just part of the, I think, curricular activities that we do. So thank you, thank you very much for speaking to me. And I think people out there are blessed to have seen you speak to them, because many people I know. Many people I know have been hearing of Twaha Kivumbi. Others had you on radio. Actually, your name is a fairy tale to most people. People have not seen you, but they will hear Twaha Kivumbi, Twaha Kivumbi.
Yeah,
So it is very. But you had brothers who played football. Can you maybe before you go tell us about your siblings who played football?
None. It's only me.
Hey, it's only you.
It's only me.
Okay.
No sibling.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
why I think.
So it has been nice speaking to you. God bless you and keep you safe with your family in the quarantine that you're in right now.
Okay, thank you very much. And you know what? I'm so happy. Thank you for coming by or for allowing me to talk to you. And whoever in Uganda, please stay safe. And all footballers, play football for love. Come on, love the game. Don't worry about anything. And after, then you can think about something else.
Okay, God bless you.
Okay, thank you. Stay safe.